A blacksmith in his 80s could still crush your hand flat. Decades of holding hot iron steady built a grip that simply never failed him. Yours is fading for the opposite reason. Nothing in your day asks your hands to hold real load, and by 60, most men have lost about a third of the grip they had at 30. It's also one of the clearest predictors of how long you'll live, which is why these 5 holds matter more than they look. The third one rebuilds a part of your forearm. Nothing in modern life touches. But it all starts with the hold underneath every grip you own. The dead hang is the single most honest test of your grip, and it rebuilds it faster than anything you can buy. Here's what's quietly happening to your hands. The forearm muscles that close your fingers around a bar are some of the first to fade when nothing in your day demands real holding. You text, you type, you steer. None of it asks your hands to bear weight. By 60, most men have lost about a third of the grip strength they had at 30, and they don't notice until a suitcase slips or a railing feels like the only thing keeping them upright. This hold rebuilds the forearm and the connective tissue that lets your hands carry real load again, so a heavy bag stops being a problem. Find a sturdy bar you can reach, a pull-up bar, a sturdy tree branch, the top of a door frame rig. Grip it with both hands, palms facing away, about shoulder width. Let your feet leave the floor if you can, or keep your toes lightly touching for support. Now just hang. Keep your shoulders slightly engaged, not fully limp, so your shoulder joint stays protected. The most common mistake is gripping in a panic and clenching the whole body. Stay calm, breathe. The second mistake is going too long the first time and tearing the skin on your palms, so stop while you still have a little left in the tank. If a full hang is too much, keep more weight on your feet and let your hands take only part of the load. Aim for 3 rounds of 10 to 20 seconds, resting a full minute between. Every time you hang, the tendons running from your fingers through your forearm adapt to load they haven't felt in years. That adaptation is slow but deep. It compounds over weeks, and one morning you grab the grocery bags and realize your hands simply hold. This is the difference between carrying your own bags through an airport at 70 and asking a stranger for help. But the dead hang only trains your hands to hold a still object. The real test of a blacksmith's grip was holding something while it fought back, and there's a part of your forearm you've never trained that decides whether you keep that strength or lose it. The pinch hold is easily the most neglected grip exercise there is, and it trains the one thing every modern convenience has taken from you. A blacksmith spent all day pinching tongs shut around hot iron, and that pinch is what kept his thumbs and the sides of his hands strong into old age. Think about the last time you pinched something heavy and held it. Carrying a board, gripping a lid that wouldn't turn, holding a heavy book by its cover. The pinch grip, where your thumb works against your fingers without anything to wrap around, fades quietly because almost nothing in your day uses it. When it goes, your hands feel strong until the exact moment you need them on a flat, smooth object, and then they slip. This hold rebuilds the thumb and the deep grip so the things that used to slip out of your hand stay where you put them. Take 2 flat objects you can pinch together, 2 small weight plates pressed smooth side out, or fold a thick towel and pinch it hard. Hold it down at your side with just your thumb on one face and your fingers on the other. No wrapping, no hooking, squeeze and hold. The common mistake is letting your fingers curl around the edge to cheat the load off your thumb. Keep the surfaces flat against your fingertips. If the weight is too much, use a lighter object or a thicker folded towel that's easier to clamp. Hold for 15 to 20 seconds, 3 rounds per hand, resting between. What's happening here is your thumb's deep muscles and the tendons that oppose your fingers are waking up after years of doing nothing harder than holding a phone. That opposition is what real-world grip is built on. It's like putting a second set of locks on your hands, protecting you from the slow, embarrassing fade where strong-looking arms still can't trust their own fingers. That covers the front of your grip, but there's something deeper running up the inside of your forearm that you feel every time your wrist aches at the end of a long day, and it's the next thing we fix. Before we get to that, one quick thing. These holds work because tendons rebuild in response to time under load, not reps, which is exactly why holding beats squeezing a gripper 100 times. But 5 holds are just the entry point to the full system. If you want the complete library, 50 isometric holds organized for men over 50 who want to rebuild strength without joint damage, the link is in the description below. The grip work you're learning today is one layer, and those 50 holds are how you lock that kind of strength in across your whole body. Now back to that deeper part of the forearm. When was the last time your wrist felt genuinely strong, not just mobile? For most men, it's been decades. The muscles that flex and stabilize the wrist sit deep on the inside of the forearm, and they're the bridge between your grip and your strength. A blacksmith built them swinging and steadying a hammer thousands of times a day, holding the wrist firm against constant load. Here's the part nothing in modern life touches. Your wrist spends its day in neutral, resting on a desk, on a wheel, on an armrest. It almost never has to hold firm under weight in a bent position. So the deep flexors fade, and one day you reach out to break a small stumble and the wrist folds instead of holding. This hold rebuilds the wrist's ability to stay strong under load, so your hands and arms finally work as one connected unit. Hold a moderate weight in one hand, a dumbbell, a filled water jug, a heavy book. Rest your forearm along your thigh or a table so your hand hangs off the edge, palm facing up. Now curl the wrist up to about halfway and hold it there, fighting the weight without moving. The mistake most men make is letting the wrist drift down slowly instead of holding it dead still, which turns it into a rep instead of a hold. Keep it locked in one spot. The second mistake is using too heavy a load and straining, so start light. If any sharp pain shows up in the wrist, reduce the weight immediately. Hold for 15 to 20 seconds, 3 rounds per side. Every second you hold that position, you're loading the deep wrist flexors and the tendons that cross the joint, building the kind of stability that decides whether your wrist catches you or quits on you. After a couple of weeks of this, you're going to feel something firm up across the inside of your forearm that hasn't fired in years. That's the deep stabilizer waking up. But a strong wrist and strong fingers still leave one gap. There's a way of carrying load that built more raw grip in a blacksmith than anything else. And it's also something most men have never tried on purpose. Real quick, if you're tired of advice built for 25-year-olds, subscribe. This channel is built for a body that's lived. Now, the carry that builds the most grip of all. You might think carrying something heavy is just walking with weight. What if I told you that simply standing still while holding heavy load in each hand builds more honest grip than any single exercise? And almost no one over 50 does it on purpose. A blacksmith hauled iron, tools, and finished work all day, and that constant loaded holding is what gave him hands that didn't fade. The loaded hold trains your grip, your forearms, your shoulders, and the deep core that keeps you upright, all at once. When this fades, you feel it the moment you try to carry 2 full bags from the car in one trip and have to stop halfway. This hold rebuilds total body holding strength, so carrying your own load through real life stops being something you brace for. Pick something with real weight in each hand, 2 heavy bags, 2 dumbbells, 2 filled jugs. Stand tall, shoulders back and down, chest open. Let your arms hang straight with the weight pulling down, and just hold the position without walking. The common mistake is letting the shoulders round forward and the upper back collapse under the weight. So keep your chest proud and your shoulder blades gently set. The second mistake is holding your breath. Breathe steadily through it. If the load is too much, use lighter weights and build up. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds, 3 rounds, resting fully between. What's happening is your entire grip system is being asked to hold under real load while your posture holds the line, which is the exact demand real life makes and the gym usually skips. Within a few weeks, you'll catch yourself carrying both bags in one trip, holding a heavy box without setting it down to rest, and reaching for things with hands that simply trust themselves again. But raw holding strength has one final piece, and it's the one that separates a grip that's merely strong from a grip that's genuinely crushing. Ever watched a man in his 60s struggle to twist open a jar, knuckles white, until he hands it to someone else? That's not aging. That's a crush grip that quietly disappeared because nothing ever asked for it. The crush, the act of squeezing the hand closed against resistance and holding it, is the most direct measure of a powerful grip, and it's the hold that proves the other 4 are doing their job. This is the part of grip you feel every time you shake a hand, wring out a towel, or grip a tool that's trying to twist out of your hand. When the crush goes, every one of those moments gets a little less certain. This hold rebuilds the closing strength of the whole hand, so your grip becomes something you don't think about because it simply works. Take a thick towel and roll it tight, or use a soft rubber ball or a folded hand towel. Grip it as hard as you can and hold that maximum squeeze. The whole point is intensity, not movement. The common mistake is squeezing for a second and relaxing, when the strength comes from sustained effort, so hold the hardest squeeze you can manage. The second mistake is cramping the forearm by going to absolute max with no warm-up, so build into it. If your hands cramp, ease off and shorten the hold. Aim for 3 rounds of 8 to 12 seconds at near maximum effort. resting well between. This is the hardest position here, and being able to hold a true crush is the clearest sign the other 4 holds are working. A strong dead hang and a strong carry mean little without this closing the loop, because this is the strength your hands actually deliver into the world. Here's how to combine these into a simple weekly routine. 2 to 3 sessions a week, with at least 1 rest day between them. Start with 3 rounds of the anvil hang, then 3 rounds of the tongs hold on each hand. From there, 3 rounds of the forge wrist hold per side, 3 rounds of the iron carry, and finish with 3 rounds of the hammer squeeze. Build the time slowly and never train through sharp pain. Rest fully between every round so each hold gets your real effort. And if you've ever wondered why your tendons feel like the first thing to give out as the years add up, I answered exactly that in this video. It pairs directly with the grip work you just learned, because strong hands mean nothing without the tendons underneath them. It's the one to watch next.